Hi, here I am standing all alone. Or am I? Around me, behind me, surrounding me are probably hundreds of eyes of insects, big and small, snakes, turtles, you name it. And they all can sense me and see me, but they are so well camouflaged by the traits that they were inherently given that I can't see them, but they can see me and be hidden from predators or sneaking up on someone as the predator. Hi, it's me, Mrs. Jean Bavo, and I'm here today to talk about a 7th grade science topic of natural selection. This is 7.11b, explain the variation within a population or species by comparing external features, behaviors, or physiology of organisms that enhance their survival. So what does this mean? It's natural selection or survival of the fittest. Traits become more or less common in nature based on the organism's ability to survive. More than survive, more parents that are there to pass on their traits. The less that survive, the less parents there are to pass on the traits. Animals must fit in with their environment. Let's take a look at these giraffes. So right away, which one is built to get enough food? Which one has the right external feature? Right, the one with the long neck. The one with the long neck gets the most food. The one that gets the most food has the ability to survive, and then, of course, the ability to pass on their traits. Now I'm going to tell you a true story. It's called The Story of the Peppered Moth. For centuries, peppered moths lived in England, and the normal form of the moth was light-colored with black speckles. But, like all good stories, there's a twist. There was a genetically different form of the moth, a recessive trait. Please give me 2 thumbs up if you remember us talking about recessive traits last week. Well, this genetically different moth only showed up occasionally, and it was all black. Now, imagine a beautiful forest filled with beautiful trees, and you're a hungry bird. Which of these moths are you going to eat first? Why? What made the light peppered moths harder to see? Well, these moths continued on with their lives, and then something big happened. In the early 19th century, people started burning coal to power their factories. Smokestacks poured out polluted smog into the air, and everything began to turn black, even the trees and the rocks in the forest. So what do you think happened next? The trees were no longer clean, but instead a sooty black. Now, which variation of the peppered moth had the external feature for advantage now? Put your hands on your head if you think it's the peppered one. Put your hands on your shoulders if you think the black one has the advantage now. Let me get your thoughts on this. Well, in 1850, before they started with all the smokestacks, there was 23 of the light moths for every one of the black. But after just 10 years with the smokestacks and the coal and the pollution, for every one light-colored speckled one, there was now 23 of the black ones. That is a quite change of a ratio. How do you think that this shows natural selection? Well, remember how I said every good story has a twist? Well, this one has another one. Come 1950, the British government looked around and said, oh no, what have we done? This place is completely polluted. And they passed the clean air legislation that stopped the smokestacks from dumping dirty smoke into the air. And you know what? Just like the Lorax, nature started to heal itself, and the trees that were covered in soot were no longer covered in soot. And life started to change again for those moths. What do you think started happening to their population? Why? Now we're going to backtrack to the beginning of the story when you were the hungry bird, the predator. I have 2 butterflies camouflaged behind me thanks to their genetic external traits. I want you to try to find them. I'm going to step away, See what you can do. Feel free to pause the screen. Now it's your turn to design a butterfly. You can use the template that I sent you, or you can draw your own. Your butterfly will need to be camouflaged among somewhere in your home or yard. Once you've designed your butterfly, please have a parent or guardian, sibling, favorite uncle, whoever you want, become the predator, the hungry bird, and go looking for your butterfly. Once they have found your butterfly, please have them take a picture of it and answer the following questions about it. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing your awesome butterflies soon. Thank you so much for watching just a little bit of my lesson to see kind of how I teach. Just to answer a few of the other questions of how I would get individualized students' involvement, definitely through physical cues, questions, so I can make sure everyone is interacting so I can get that really good feedback to both know if they're getting it or if I need to go back and review. I think also putting them into a story always helps. They were the predator in this. They were also a problem solver in this story. As far as assessing their learning, definitely by viewing their butterfly and their answering of the questions, but also through, again, those cues that they gave me during the discussions. Accommodations, definitely I would include a written out story. So if there was an English learner or someone that would just benefit from reading the story along with me, they would have that, or to go back. I would also, of course, use voice to text and touch base with them to make sure it's all working out for them. Thank you so much for viewing my lesson, and I look forward to talking with you soon.